All right, we're back again with another episode. Episode, I don't know what to call it. I'm just doing it. But what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go over all the goals, and then I'll give a little coaching points, just to see where what I see, and where I think players can really learn some things. So first of all, this first goal by Jake DeBrusque. So one of the things I did notice, I'll let it play out first before I start yapping everybody's ears off. All right, so it was a nice tip in, as you could tell, tip in. But one of the things I'm going to be a little nitpicky on because I want the younger players on that are on the power play and everything like that is I don't know who 44 is, but or so 8. The only thing I would say is I would like to see him get up higher because yes, he's standing here, but is he a lefty? No, he seems like he's a righty. I would still rather him get up high. That way, one, he could come down, catch it, and skate into it, and really make a decision. But nothing wrong unless he's here for a one timer. That's different. If he's a lefty, what you like to see is get up nice and high because we'll start it over again. Three's probably reading it as a slap shot or a one timer, which kind of makes this a moot point. But for all the lefties on the power play, if you're running an umbrella, you want to get up here. And then I'm going to have another point with the defenseman. First of all, great job of getting to the middle. Gets it. There's two things here. One gets to the middle, and the way I like to explain it is 1, 2, and 3. This I don't know what's happening just before this play. I like to see them what I call a bungee. So where either a bungee or like a steel beam, it connects them, and they always have to be the same distance. So when 17 walks up, 44 or whoever's going to be this high guy comes up as well. And then I would like to see Pedersen over here because I believe that's 40, and then he would shift down. So it's kind of like no matter what, you always have two guys high, like the defenseman, and when one of the main defensemen on the top of the umbrella picks a side, the other side comes up, and the other side goes down. So it's a triangle that always rotates. It's the Bulls triangle to make it a basketball reference. But really, it's just a nicely run power play. 17 does a great job dragging 9 all the way over. Look at all this space he has. Even he could have popped it. Look at this. If he zips it right to 44, I don't know, lefty or righty. If he's a lefty, you can get a quick shot right away. Throwing it on net, never going to complain, especially on a power play. Tip in by 74. Boop. Great. So what I wrote down for this one is gets it to the slot and doesn't pass up the shot. Because I remember watching it and being like, oh, he could have passed this back door. So look at this, 19, good job getting up top. Gets it to the middle. He's like, okay, I have time and space. I'm going to get to where I know the chances are this is prime real estate right here. But then one of the things, look, he pulls it back, and that seam opens up for 9. I don't know if he sees it. I don't know if he doesn't. But I'm glad he doesn't try that one-timer pass because shots from this spot, very good, especially with Brady Tkachuk in front. People who watching this might not be Brady Tkachuk, but if you learn to be in these spots and you're a big body, get there. And he does a great job. He tips it, turns around, finds it loose here, and just slaps it in. That's the only note I had on this. Like, it's usually you only get the last glimpse, and hockey's a sport where everything is a breakdown. Not too many things are drawn up perfectly besides face-off plays, where something happens, we take advantage. And what makes it so beautiful is that these players are the best and they understand how to take advantage of it. It's not just, oh, this guy did X, so I'm going to do what I think I want to do. No, this guy's not covering here. That means somebody has to overcompensate. That means he's going to be open. Look at this. He gets around one guy. Nobody. It's a power play, so someone's always going to be open. And truthfully, I'd like to see 85 more over here. Because, like, worst comes to worst. If 85's right here, he can still walk it to this spot specifically and shoot it. I guess that's the best case. Worst case, 19 gets the puck taken off of him. 44 probably is going to beat him to the puck. Now 85 has to get on his high horse and boogie back. It's just the safety valve of being slightly, because he's already flying over here. It's lucky because everything worked out, but it's just that safety valve. Ian tips and gets to the net for the shot. Guess what I'm going to say? Guess what I'm going to say? This is why we take notes on these things, so I don't forget. But I don't even have to look because I know exactly what it is. The first part is, look at where 53 is when the turnover happens. He's at the far blue line. I think this is Tyler Myers. Does a good job. Brings 19 in. Makes a nice little pass. 53 still well behind the play. But what does he do? He gets on his high horse. 44, you could be a little bit more aggressive. It's a 2-on-2 and he's to the outside. Even if he gets burnt, like, you're pushing him, he's probably going to get to here and get burnt, and he'd have to take a sharp angle to the net. So 23 can, and then you'd like to see some back checking. I don't know what 18's doing over here. I guess he's probably was there for the stretch pass. But 53 gets on his high horse. Guess what I'm going to say? Quick release, no stick handle. It's the most important part of this whole thing, is always getting those shots off quickly and hitting the net. There's two parts of this. You need to get it off quickly, and you need to hit the net. I remember I used to play with Paul Coffey's son, and he got on the bench, and he was just like, I don't know why people aim for, like, try and pick corners and whatnot. Get it on the net. Obviously, you don't want to hit him square in the chest, but anything can happen. A goalie, there's never been a more stressful time for me where I don't trust any goalies than in an overtime. In an overtime, any shot can go in, and that's a fear that I actually played with. But you don't think about that in the regular game. You're like, oh, I can get a better chance. No. Shoot the puck. Anything can happen. I might shoot the puck and goalie is in the middle of a hiccup. I don't know. And he bobbles it and misses it. Who knows? Anything can happen as long as you hit the net. So let's see 18 here. 18, who's the pass is for, does not stop up. This is ugly right here. What are you doing? I didn't even realize this. Look at this. Tyler Myers is already at the red line, and this guy, is this Stützle? Yuck. Look at that loop. Oh! Again, I don't know if that's Stützle. I don't want to call him out. And I'm pretty sure this could have been his guy. Let's start this over. If he stops up right here, oh yeah, 100%. He could have stopped here and got back to the middle. I'm not saying this is his guy per se, because 19 steps up here, which is fine. 43 plays defensively, starts taking this guy, and 19's doing is on Tyler Myers. So obviously his first reaction is going to be get back, but that is definitely 18's guy. Hockey's a two-way sport. You can't just play offense. As much as everyone loves to do it, it's things like this. This is the whole reason for the goal. Is yes, it's not his fault that 43 made the pass and 50 and Tyler Myers got to it. You could battle a little harder. You could open your stick up. Even if he's a lefty, you could have your stick out here. Tyler Myers would be on my left, like over this shoulder. I could have my stick out here just to tip it in. Then you're getting going north into the Vancouver ice instead of getting the turnover at the blue line, which is the worst place to have turnovers. Turnovers at this blue line and this blue line are absolute killers. This side is obviously because you couldn't get it out and you could sustain pressure. Turnovers at this blue line, excuse me, are one-way tickets to odd man rushes. Luckily, it wasn't an odd man rush because there was 3 guys back already. But if this was coming out of the offensive zone and they were trying to get back in, and they turn the puck over, it turns into odd man rushes all the time. Or if you're trying to go north and you don't chip it in, you try and make a nice dangle or a play over here, it's going back, and that's always what happens. And again, this is 18's guy. I'm spending way too much time on this specific play, but it is a really big talking point. I didn't even talk about the offensive stuff of this. This is purely the defensive side, and just not even awareness. It's just work ethic. Defense isn't hard. Being a defenseman is hard. Playing defensively isn't hard. It's all work ethic and understanding where people want to be. So we're going to play it one more time, but from the offensive point of view. 63, he's pretty important here because he gets the puck here. He sees, oh, I don't have much time and space. This guy's starting to collapse on me. I like that. Look at that. He gets to the middle to buy him more space along the boards. Turns up, sees 53 open. On his stick, off his stick. It's a great Gretzky curl. And what makes this happen is him stepping in prior and then being able to do the tight turn. All right, enough of that goal. Which goal was that? I think that was this one. Oh, yeah, I remember this one. So what I have for this one is Sherwood, who is, I don't know what number, 44. You can pretty clearly see in the video. I'll leave the link to the game, so that way you could watch all of the actual goals, because I can't do that on YouTube. But what he does here is he gets the middle, like I would always say, and DeBrusk does a great job. He beats his man. That's all he can do. And then he has his stick. You can even see it and hear it in the video. He does a loud beaver tail where he slaps his stick on the ice. He's like, get me the puck, like right here. He's like, get me the puck. But what he does is he's in the slot. I know I said earlier, don't pass up a shot. And usually I like shooting on 2-on-1s. But 2 dives. And what he does, look at where he holds the puck. He's a righty. So he's doing the same thing I always say. I'm a lefty, or I am a lefty when I play. If I'm coming down the left side and I have the puck in front of me, this is where I usually stick handle, and then I pull it out wide. Now the goalie has to react, and so does that defenseman, because the puck's out here. Even if this guy has a big stick, it's going to be hard to interrupt this play. But what happens is he dives and he slides it through the triangle of the stick. And what I mean by the triangle of the stick is if I'm holding my hockey stick and my blade is on the ice, there's still like a foot from the end of my blade, like the heel, to my toe. And that's hard to cover, especially with one hand or anywhere. It's that triangle. So he slides it through the triangle here, and DeBrusk does a good job. He could shoot it. He has all the time in the world, but he pulls it to his backhand, and the goalie has to use his edges. He's not backing up. He's going side to side, and that means he's going to have to stop on his edge, and he can't get back to the post. If he could get his foot to the post, it would be a goal. It would be a save, but that's asking for a miracle. One of the players that I played with who was really good at this, and it pissed me off, or like goaltender wise, was Cal Peterson. He's a lefty, very annoying. Like he would catch with his right hand instead of his left hand, but he was unbelievable down low, and if you took if you pump faked him, he would drop, but he would be so good at going side to side while down. Oh, it drove me nuts. But this was a nice play by DeBrincat. He could have scored any which way he wanted to. This one, I love this. I saw it, I'm like, what the hell's a poke? Where are all the goals scored? You don't need to be a perimeter player. Perimeter players don't get paid. I was a perimeter player. Why do you think I'm sitting my dumb ass here in front of the screen trying to explain to people where to go? By the end of I wasn't good at it. I learned too late how to be how to get to the net. I was never great at it. It's one of the skills I wish I was better at. But we'll replay this because I'll explain what happens. Because good job at 44 getting back out of the zone in time. Yeah, onside, I guess. But what Pedersen does here, and I don't know how, DeBrusque does a great job. Look at this open space right here. Slides it over, but 12 does a good job. Look at, this is what I mean. 4 people, they know where the danger area is. It's right here, clearly. And all 4 are collapsing on this player. And he feeds DeBrusque. DeBrusque tries to shoot it, but 12 does a good job. So it kind of turns into a loose puck. It pops out right around here. It's in his feet right now. Like, he doesn't have possession of it. And he just slaps it to the net. And look at where Sherwood goes. Right to the net. And he just, poke. Nice and easy. It's not easy. There's 5 people on the other team right in front of the net. But that's where the goals are. Simple as that. You can't be... Which reminds me of another rant. This video's gone off the rails. I thought this was going to be like a 15-minute video. I'm already 16 in. But I'm tired of seeing... There's a big difference between throwing it in front of the net, not knowing where it's going, and being like, okay, I'm getting this to the net. If I'm behind the net and I see or just send the puck out front on a hope and a prayer, that's not good. One of my coaches would say we're playing on hope. You don't want to be playing on hope. You want to know the plays you're making. Obviously, you're not going to make all the plays and there's going to be bounces, but I don't want to just be going down the left wing and being like, oh, I hope I have a guy in front of the net, throw it out front. Throwing it on the net, fine. Throwing it out front, not great. Not knowing where it's going. This was a quick goal, so it's a little backstory. No goalie power play, so it's a 6-on-4. I don't think the goalie has a stick either. Let me get this in play, actually. I'm really bad at that. I always forget to do it. But 12 or 24. Okay, that's what happens. I'll let it play out before I start talking. Okay. Everybody gets out of the zone. Hard rim. 12 does a good job forechecking. 9 jumps on it as well because they have 2 extra guys. It's not just a power play. They have 2 extra guys on the ice. Little disruption. Like I said, goalie doesn't have a stick. I think it pops out. Like, Giroux doesn't have a good possession of it, and the goalie tries to cover it, misses it, and Giroux just slaps away at it and he goes in. So we'll be quick on this one. This one I had something I wanted to say. Again, is this a power play? No, it's just an empty net. Okay, I need to just play it. So we'll restart it. Because I remember watching this video, like the actual video, being like, okay, I know where and what's happening. Where he's going to be passing to. And what did I say? What was the first thing I said in this about the first goal? Look at this. Defenseman comes over to the dot. 18 passes up top. See, I would like 19 to be a little higher, but that's fine. It's more of a diamond. He walks the middle. Look at what 18 does. He gets up around the same time. Moves it down. Then, so you don't have to be covering the blue line, but you just have to be high enough. One, you could hit that seam pass, but he goes to 28. And Stützle doesn't just stay up here. Another one of my coaches said, you don't want to be in California when the play's in New York. So what he does is he finds that seam right here and he goes. He's not hoping that 28 finds a miracle pass across up to here. He's finding a lane that's open. And what else am I going to say? One touch. On his stick, off the stick. It's too little too late because the game ended 4-3. But it just goes to show you there's goals out there. And let's see, where was it exactly? Is it in the Magic area where Brandon always says all the goals are? Boom. Okay. It's not hard and fast where it has to be dot to post, but that's pretty damn close. All right, well, thanks for watching. Hopefully you tune in for another one. Hopefully you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe if you have a game or a goal you want me to cover. I'll do my best to look at the comments. Peace.